Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Echo, and I hope you're having a great day. Today's Minecraft video, we're back on Minecraft Pocket Edition, the Bedrock version for the latest 1.16 Nether Update Beta. This is the beta version 1.16.0.66, available for Android, Windows 10, and Xbox. Now, over the past couple of beta videos, I've had increased comments saying, did they finally introduce banner waypoints? Did they finally introduce banner shields? So I just want to kind of clear up a couple of questions. First thing is, we are not going to be seeing those features in this update. It sucks because I would love to have seen more parity features, especially before seeing new features introduced to the game. At this point for 1.16, we are heading to the final betas before full release. Now, I am like 95% sure before June is finished, this update will be fully released, very similar time, on Bedrock and on Java. Java is about to head into pre-release. We usually have like 1 to 5 pre-releases, and then full release is here. That's going to be somewhat similar for the Bedrock version. So I know if you're playing on iOS, if you're playing on PlayStation, if you're playing on Switch, you've had to wait a very long time. Like, when did 1.14.60 release? I don't know. It's been quite some time, right? So, yeah, full release is getting closer. Now, before we go through all the changes, which the changelog is down below, let's just do a little bit of a recap of 1.16, because 1.16, the Nether update, actually started as 1.15. It started as beta version 1.15.051. This released on February 12th, 2020. So, what, 4 months ago? That's quite some time ago, right? We're waiting this long for a full release of a version. Now, what happened here is beta 1.15 was meant to be a parity update for the Bedrock version. And I still think they should have released this as a separate update. So 1.15 introduced some parity features from Java. You had like the curses. You had a couple of the parity changes. They then got pushed to 1.16. So 1.15 and 1.16 have now been combined and are the 1.16 version. But technically the first 1.16 beta was the 6th beta version, which was 1.16.051. That was the first Bedrock 1.16 official beta released on March 16th, 2020. So, again, quite some time. Now, we're close to final release because once this update is done, we then head to Minecon 2020, which is going to be Minecon Live once again because of what's currently happening in the world. And then we're going to find out what the final end of year update is going to be, which is going to be, I'm like 95% sure again, it's going to be goats. We're going to have snowier snow and mountains and stuff like that. So I just wanted to clear up a couple of things. You're not going to see any more parity in 1.16. Maybe they'll do a separate update for the Bedrock version. I really could not tell you. Now, another thing I want to ask you guys is, have you ever purchased anything on the marketplace? Now, if you have, let me know what you purchased, whether it's a skin pack, a masher pack, a mini game, a survival map. Just let me know. What did you purchase and was you happy with it? Don't worry, there's no reason behind it. I'm just really, really curious. That being said, guys, let's go to world. Let's go through this week's changes because, to be honest with you, there really isn't too many. So everything you see on the sign is everything that has been fixed in this week's betas. Now, don't complain, right, guys? Because the smaller the betas get, the closer we get to full release. I know it sucks not seeing any major features, but honestly, some betas are bug fixes. They are much needed. We are back with the standard bug fix. Fix several crashes that could occur during gameplay. So in case you guys don't know what this bug is all about, because Bedrock is across so many different devices, there is multiple different iOS devices, there is a lot of different Android devices that Minecraft works on and has to cater for. And some old devices and different devices, they suffer from crashes. So you are going to continue to see this bug in probably many betas to come. But yeah, if you were receiving crashes on your device, it's now been fixed. The next one, fix crash when using Tropical City Resort Pack. Master Pack, I think this is, was it a 4J creation? I'm not entirely sure, but if you had this pack and it was crashing, it should have been fixed. Now, they did fix the text hanging off the side, but it still really bothers me. You can see the F there. It's like, I don't know, half a pixel on the side. Like, why not move it over a little bit? Like, look at all the space here. That really bothers me. More than it should. Everything's more on the left-hand side than it is on the right-hand side. Anyway, the next bug fix. Fixed issue that causes a hang on startup in certain worlds. So, have you ever loaded up a world and it doesn't technically load? You're kind of stuck in like forever loop of just tooltips on screen telling you like survival tips and guides. Yeah, that's a bug. I've experienced this bug many, many times on Xbox. I've also noticed a lot of PlayStation players leave it in the comment section as well, saying, hey, I'm stuck. How do I get out? And you 10 times out of 10 have to restart the game. But yeah, it's been fixed. It was to specific worlds, though. It was just to specific worlds. So there must have been something in those specific worlds that was causing the crash. Anyway, it has been fixed. So this one's quite interesting, and I think I'm explaining this correct, but if I'm not, please let me know in the comment section. Fixed an issue with projectiles being destroyed prematurely if they didn't deal damage. This is now optional with the addition of 2 new flags to projectiles. So let me just explain the issue here. You ever been like fighting with a ghast and it fires a fireball at you and you go to punch it and you think you punched it correctly to throw it back and it just explodes anyway? So that was a bug. Basically, whenever you punched it to try and punch it back, it was acting as if you didn't do it, which would cause the projectile to be destroyed prematurely. Now, what it means here, and I think this is what it means, 2 new flags to projectiles. I think this is 2 new flags in the coding of the game that then indicates a player has hit the projectile correctly, or it has been destroyed correctly. It says, this is now optional with the addition of 2 new flags to projectiles. With the addition of 2 new flags. So why is it optional? So I'm guessing it has, like, the flags are it either hit you or it didn't. I think that's what it means. I could be completely wrong, and if you know a little bit more about this, let me know down below in the comment section. But yeah, like, I have experienced the issue with thinking I've hit a projectile from a ghast and like punching it back, and nope, I still get hit. Or maybe it's from skeletons, or maybe it's from ender dragons or withers. There's many different projectiles within Minecraft. The next one. Fixed issue that causes chests to generate without loot. Now, you're not stupid. You know exactly what this means. But where this was typically happening was in new worlds and typically happening inside the nether. You would go to a bastion. You would go to a fortress. You would find a ruined portal and they would be empty. They're meant to feature loot. That's just the loot tables for these chests not generating correctly. If you went to a new village, you found a chest, there'd be nothing inside of there. So if you did create a world in the last version, yeah, probably not a good idea. And I highly don't recommend creating any worlds in betas because they are not stable. And it will be a lot worse for you if you just wait. Because I did my underground survival in a beta and I'm suffering really, really bad when it comes to villages. Even though the villages are generally broken in Bedrock. The next one, fixed rendering issue while riding a mount. That's what it says. So I believe this is related to horses. Now something else I like quite a lot. Just keep an eye in the distance. You'll probably start seeing some mobs pop up. So next update, mobs and generating of hostiles and friendly creatures, they'll start generating incorrectly and then they will fade out as well. So that still needs a little bit of tweaking. Trust me to come over here. There we go. 2 spawned over here. Trust me to do it in a video and they don't pop up. So the longer you're in an area, the more chance you have of mobs starting to spawn around that area. Do you remember when you played the Bedrock version and things would just, let's say you visited that island, that mountain once, and then you stayed away from it for ages, and then you went back one time and all the mobs would still be there. So that's something that they're working on. In terms of this bug, I didn't really focus on the bug. It's just to do with rendering of things not rendering when you're mounted on a horsey, on a pig, things like that. So yeah. He's a good boy. I really like this texture, though. It looks really cool. The next one, add-on script / fixes and changes. Read the changelog. I don't use add-on and scripts, and for me to put all the add-on and script changes on signs, there would be a massive amount of signs. So I recommend just reading the changelog if you actively use add-ons and scripts. They are changing these and fixing these every single beta. So again, if you use them, make sure you keep updated with the changes. And last but not least, command changes. Instead of me putting them on signs, I am simply going to show you guys this week's changes to commands. Added new overload for / replace item with an option for destroy, in brackets, the old behavior, or to keep, in brackets, the command will return an error if an item occupies that slot. Fixed a bug where a mob wouldn't delete its goal if all goals were trying to be removed. Fixed spamming of particle sounds and events from looped, non-zero length animations with timelines. Fixed a syntax error issue when running the / XP command with levels. Fixed an issue with a Nightmare in Candyland map which was no longer teleporting players correctly. Again, that's a lot of text to put on science, a lot easier for me to show you. These two changes are actively for the marketplace. And of course, anyone else who likes to use add-ons and commands. I don't actively use add-ons. Sometimes, I don't actively do add-ons or scripts. But sometimes I will use specific commands. And yeah, you're probably sitting there thinking, what was the point in today's Echo video? Not much has changed. You're right, but I always told myself, going back to the older days of Minecraft 360, whether it's a small update or a big update, I am here to keep you all updated. Not all of you guys follow social media. So if you had an update on your phone, and it's a game that you enjoy, the first question is, what has changed? I'm here for that reason. So hopefully my breakdowns do keep you updated. Hopefully it does help you understand what has changed or been introduced to the game. Like I said, guys, not much is here. That's good news, because 1.16 is edging closer and closer to full release. I'm hoping at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be making this video, but it's not going to be a beta. It's going to be, hey guys, check out all of the 1.16 features in this full release. Have a great day, stay beautiful, and I'll keep you all updated. Catch you next time. Bye.